Okay, and we are back again. It's the second episode.
Boom. Uh,
Yep.
yeah, you go.
It's like okay, it's the second time, but the feeling is the same as the first time. Like a bit of the like not anxiety, like the excitement, like doing this again. And after the first episode, like I talked to some people about how it was, how they like it. Some of them listened to the whole episode, some of them just part. But in my books, it was a success, and yeah, that's why we're here. It's pretty late. It's almost midnight. It was a hard day for me at work. How was it for you, Niels?
I did absolutely nothing today. Um, but was just hanging out with my family, Easter, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. Today's actually Easter day, and funny enough, 420. Funny enough, 420.
uh,
um, Actually, I thought about it yesterday, like, uh, like it's so random like that. I remember when I was a kid, like Easter was such a big deal. You waited for it, and like not nowadays, like oh, it's Easter, yay! Like you get to I don't know. Is it in other cultures as well that you bang eggs?
I don't think so. Like for example, in like like the Greek culture follows
Yeah.
the uh, Christian way of celebrating Easter, but they have also a crazy thing that they do a day before Easter. They throw fireworks and basically stuff that looks like Molotovs all around the churches, but it's like to ward away the bad stuff, as I
Oh.
understand it. So it has a good meaning behind it, but it looks super barbaric.
Damn.
Uh,
Um,
but I
from
haven't
mine,
heard in other cultures that they beat eggs and stuff like that.
yeah, in Latvian culture, it is customary that like you you like paint not paint. We say we paint eggs, but like we really don't. Like we the most common way is yeah, like you take like onion, um what's it called, not onion wrappings, like
uh,
oh, onion skins, onion
yeah.
wrappings. You take onion skins, you boil them in water, and like you take an egg, you like tie you like put some leaves or something around it and tie it with string, and then like you boil it in the water, and it takes on
Yeah, the leaves
like
leave
brown color.
impressions. Yeah, and it
They could
looks super cool. And
yeah, I'll
yeah,
check it on Google and then send it to you. Oh yes,
and
here we are.
every family in Latvia does that usually. It's
Yeah,
uh, it's a customary tradition, and also rolling the eggs. That's like for the kids. I don't know. What did rolling the eggs mean? Like, there's usually like a myth surrounding it. Like for example, on Easter you have to swing uh, on swings
yeah,
to keep the mosquitoes away from you all summer, and you have
yeah, like
to eat eggs with salt so you don't lie.
yeah, it's interesting Latvian. Like you can check like the colorful eggs that like I sent the link. Um, but yeah, like Latvian traditions are real weird. Like they're pagan traditions that actually right now I'm eating a Kinder Easter bunny. It's real tasty. But like you do take the eggs and you like two people take them and hit each other at the end of the eggs with other egg, and like the one whose egg breaks like the one whose egg survives is the strongest, or I don't know. But it's like it's a cool competition. You try to find the strongest egg, and it's like in each family, like in each place you beat with these eggs, like you're all it's a competition. You try to find the strongest egg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like for
but
example, in my family, I my egg was the worst. I lost every single fight, and
yeah.
my mom won, and all of us think that she has a wooden egg because nothing could break it. And yeah,
This actually like your father's Indian. Like, does that influence like how you perceive Easter in your family, or is it like the only Latvian traditions?
not really. Like we follow mainly the Latvian traditions, uh, but like also we celebrate the Chinese New Year because it's customary. Like in India, they also celebrate that. So we sometimes celebrate, like not every year, but whichever year we feel more patriotic, we celebrate that, and also other normal traditions in India, but it primarily Latvian. Yeah.
Okay. Um. Actually, this year, like, I okay, I didn't forget about Easter. But, like, I only had one egg fight. I like, it was like 4 p.m. I was at work. Like, I work in a restaurant. I'm a not a chef. Like, I'm a cook, and it was like today was a crazy day. A lot of people, a lot of things to do. But there was like a point where less people were eating, or we had completed all the like checks and given the food out, and I had some free time. I went to the bar, and like we had a basket of eggs, and my colleague said like, "Hey, Wallace, want an egg fight?" My dad said, "Yeah, sure." And this she hit me, I hit her, and I lost. But the egg was tasty. I ate it like 2 hours later.
Amazing.
Yeah. Um, I remember when I was a kid, like still, it's fun to fight with these eggs, but then but the thing is that you have to eat them, and like when you celebrate like with your family or when you actually celebrate Easter, like there's so much eggs that you after like three you're full and don't want to eat them anymore. But if
Yeah,
you want to fight, you have to eat them.
exactly. Uh,
So yeah.
Valdis, how is it working in a high, like, blah, blah, blah. You're working in a high intensity environment where, like, in a kitchen, right? And
Yeah.
during the times when it's super full of people, what is it like working there?
Um, it's crazy. Like today also like in my workplace we like have not to like those not schedules but like two work modes. We like have winter mode and summer mode. Winter mode is like when we only have indoor tables, and summer mode is when we have indoor and outdoor tables. Because like the place is like really close to the sea, and in summertime it's crazy. Like I have talked to people who know, it's a pretty popular place, and I have talked to people and they say like it's impossible in summer to get a table there. You have to call like a couple of days prior to you and get a table. But it's really crazy. Like there have been days where I've been on like in summer most days I'm on my feet like 10 hours a day, and but after a while you get used to it. I've been working there for I think this is now the fourth. It would be the fourth summer, but not quitting. I have to go to complete my military duty. But yeah, it would have been the fourth summer, and it is really crazy. It's hard. Like there's a lot to do. there's stress, there's you have to manage a lot of things at the same time, but it builds a lot of like, I would say, personal traits. Like I have learned, I have improved my stress tolerance from there a lot because, and like the way I organize my work, because in the food industry you have to have a set limit of time to put the food out and make the food, because uh, customers will just get angry or go away if we take too long. So you have to learn to manage your work. You have to learn how to handle these stressful situations when there are a lot of checks, a lot of things to do, and you have to just learn how to focus on the thing you're doing at the moment, but keep the things that are to come in your head.
Yeah. And does do any of the skills translate into your life, like the time management and stuff like that?
Um, time man, well, time management kind of, but the most, the most like, I would not useful, but the one I have seen, like I've noticed the most, that you learn how to, I would say, lock in, because in those situations when there are a lot of checks and you have, well, it also depends on the position you're working at, but you have to lock in, and you have like, you learn how to switch your mind in these stressful situations from roaming around to just focusing on that thing, to keeping it on that thing, and being being focused.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that is the most useful one.
Yeah. I've noticed something in our like generation that everyone is super unserious most of the time, and we leave things uh, like for example you have an essay to write and we leave those things
Yeah,
up until the last moment, or not until the last moment or the last day, and then there's that lock-in feeling for
yeah,
everyone, that everyone suddenly is super serious and can do anything, and everyone is a master at their work, and I find it really funny that not really funny but kind of amazing that we can
yeah,
be super unserious and then suddenly just be the best at what we do.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, there's actually, like, it was from a book I read. It's by Tim Ferriss, an amazing author, writer, podcast host. Love the guy. And if I remember correctly, it was from 4 Hour Work Week. I haven't read the book fully. I started and then decided, like, I decided to read self help books, as I think it was Alex Hormozy said it, that like in those books you have to complete all the things that are written there, and I understand that it would take too much time, and I rather like, at the end of the day, relax with a like fantasy book. And when I would say was would have matured for that book, I would read it. But there was a situation where in which Tim Ferriss was in his university days, where he had a big essay due the next, like, that night, and he went to the professor and asked for an extension. The professor answered, "No, I will not give you an extension, but I would not give you the extension, but look up Parkinson's law." And in short, Parkinson's law is that the work assigned grows with the time allocated for it. So the more time you have for a specific task, uh, like in your mind, it will take up that that time exactly. And that in my that is the thing why we can, in these last moments, lock in and finish the thing we have to do in that specific time, because our mind just understands and focuses just on the necessity. It doesn't. taking any outside fluff that would be kind of unnecessary for that thing, and it just focuses on that specific and just the bare necessity. That seems pretty interesting concept.
Yeah, but also from the other side, all of us are super overstimulated by our just existing because we have our phones, we have social media, we have a ton of distractions, and just going outside, you have to use your phone to use navigation, or you have to pay, and it's usually on your phone, and then you pick up the phone to pay, you see a message, you pay, and then you sit on your phone. It's something that I've noticed takes up a lot of our time. That's why we end up procrastinating. That's how I see it. And that's a gigantic issue that I see some people are dealing with by just deleting social media, like Instagram, TikTok, stuff like that, and then fully focusing on their day-to-day life. But then I also see people that limit uh, like their time on these social medias, but then it almost feels like they're forcing themselves to be on that social media for a set amount of time during that day. Even if they don't want to, they will go just to spend the time. And it it it's crazy to me to see that people. Well, it's not crazy to me. I do the same, but like people have a need to be on any social media, uh, at least once a day, and for any amount of time, and that seems wrong to me because we're wasting time, but also okay, we're gaining information. Like some people follow a lot of self-help um, accounts that post really good information about how you can deal with things and how you can go about it. But then again, that's something that you can gain from just living life. And so it's this two-sided thing that makes you want to do it, and then the other side makes you not want to do it at all, and you're stuck in between the lines constantly.
Yeah, I completely agree. I've been fighting this for, I would say, weeks, months now. It is a pretty messed up concept. Not a messed up concept. Like it is messed up that people, including myself, are so dependent on our phones and our technologies. Um, like I have noticed in like the last month, weeks, that not maybe my attention span, like, but there is a pressing need to check the phone. Like I'm just I have it in my hand. I have to scroll down to see the notifications. Like I don't know why it's automatic, and I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Um, and I know I have to learn how to deal with it. Um, and I don't know how I would guess it's similar for others. Like, of course, there are a lot of useful stuff on it, on your phone, on the social media, on the internet, but also you kind of make it seem useful. Um, okay, those like self-help accounts, there are good. They are good. Like they are not motivating, but like the quotes, videos, they make you understand stuff. But in reality, you could have lived without them and spend that time, as Neil said, doing those things, learning those things yourself, not on social media. But yeah, it is a double-edged sword, and we have to learn how to wield it. I would say.
Yeah, and also back again to that topic. I yesterday I met a friend, and
Yeah.
I saw he had a flip phone, but he also
Yep.
had his phone with him too. And I asked him,
Yeah.
"What's the point of the flip phone if you have the phone with you?" And he told me, I have the my card on my phone, and I have uh like business stuff also on that phone.
Hmm.
But I always have my flip phone for like my flip phone only has the SIM card, so I can't use it. Can't use my phone whenever I want. But then I asked him, not that I asked him, but I realized when I arrived home today that he's sending me Instagram reels when he's at home. So, uh, like, people are trying to get out of it and
Yeah.
like detox from the phone and everything, but it's not working. Like, okay, it might work on some level for that person, but it's essentially just I don't know. It felt like if I would do that, I would be lying to myself and like taking the flip phone as a sign
Yeah.
that okay, I'm better, but not really. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I'm a person who is really struggling with screen time on my computer and my phone, so I can't really talk. But yeah, I haven't found a real solution yet to anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, there was a week in summer where I got my screen time down to 1 hour a day. Okay, 4 out of the like 7 days I was at work, so it's actually when I'm at work I have a pretty low screen time because I don't check my phone at all. I try not to check my phone that often or at all even. But in summer there was a week where I got my screen time down to 1 hour. That's like I hold it up on such a pedestal and I want to reach it and every week I check it 7 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours. But okay, there's a lot of stuff in like for school. I have a lot of reading. Okay, I'm not reading the readings I have to, but there are points where I have a lot of readings. I read them on the phone because they're digital.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it is hard to keep yourself away from your phone and like to control yourself, but we have to learn that. We have to learn the discipline, the self control, and I'm actually like it's kind of fascinating, but because when I'm sitting at phone feeling shitty about using my phone too often, um, I think, okay, next time I'm sitting somewhere and I want to use my phone, I'll not use it and just stare straight ahead. It doesn't matter. I have music. I am listening to music. I am not, or I'm not. I'll just stare straight up ahead. And every time you sit there for 5 minutes, you look at a clock constantly and like you have this empty feeling inside you, like there's something missing. There's something pressing, and it's so freaking weird.
Yeah, like I I I would say it's I don't know. For me, it I have the same thing, and it feels like I have a hard time being just with myself, with nothing going on around except for like music. For example, if I go on a walk, I will turn on music on my headphones and I will just listen and walk. But then suddenly I want to open my phone. I want to go into TikTok or I want to go into Instagram and look at what other people are doing, and it's like it's as if I've lost the sense of just being myself in the moment and enjoying my walk. And it's super crazy. I don't like it at all. I really want to change it.
Yeah. Um. Okay. When I like, okay, it depends. Like, there are walks where which can take, and like I just put on music, and even times where I just take my headphones out and just listen because I live really close to the sea, and I like to take walks on the beach. And sometimes I like just take my headphones out and just listen to the sea, to the birds, and it is so refreshing. But then, not even 30 minutes later, you're back on your phone and in the same cycle. Um, but um, the funny thing though is that most of us know the answer. But it's scary because it would be hard. It would be hard, like sit maybe not hours, but like a couple like hours staring straight ahead, not taking your phone out, doing the work, the things you know you have to do, like that are lined up to be done. But like and actually doing them and not getting distracted. Actually, I think yeah, it is Alex Hormozy. Yeah, but like I've been quoting him so much, but I really love the guy. When he's working, he does everything in his power to to make it hard to do anything but work. He turns off his phone. He closes all the blinds. He puts in uh, like earplugs and like earmuffs above them. He stimulates like I think he uses caffeine and nicotine, but like you could use like just caffeine or just nicotine or nothing at all. It's your preference. But like um, that seems so crazy that like a person can do that so easily. But it's in reality it's not that hard to achieve that level. It just takes dedication and keeping to your promises, keeping to yourself, and not using the phone.
Yeah. Like for example, for the whole time I've been here in Latvia, I really wanted to go on a lot of walks in forests and beaches and stuff like that. And I've only gone to like one swamp, and it was amazing. I loved it, but
Yeah,
I haven't gone like anywhere. And now I'm sitting here realizing, okay, I need to like put away my phone and my computer and just go do the stuff I promised myself I'll do. And yeah, really
yeah,
have to literally lock in to do
yeah,
normal things that people just enjoy doing.
yeah.
Oh,
One thing that might help is uh, first of all putting your phone in silence mode, and second of all putting on like do not disturb or just work mode.
yeah,
Like not work like you have to set up work mode, but like I have it set up that like calls can reach me and like like really few specific people's messages go through, but like most of them just go to the notifications. But again, I've fucked myself because I've gotten so used to it that I don't even notice it that it's on, and like I just swipe down to check the notifications. But at the start it helped, and I recommend you trying it.
I will try. I think I'll just turn off notifications for all social media
Yeah,
because that's the
it's
main point where I fall. I just see that
yeah.
someone has posted something or put a story. I immediately open and I'm then stuck. I go to Instagram Reels and I just scroll for like 2 to 5 minutes and then I realize that I was doing something else. So I go away and then the cycle keeps on going. So yeah,
Yeah. Actually, um, it's it's kind of scary, but like I would like to propose a challenge. Um, we keep our social medias, which is like okay, like WhatsApp and like texting, like places don't count, but like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, we keep it for less than an hour daily combined. Like texting is all fine, but like social media less than an hour for then at least the next week.
Deal.
Okay, and we have proof now. I'll edit this tomorrow, and we'll have proof.
Deal.
Um,
Okay.
it will be pretty interesting, and people who are listening would be able to call us out for our bullshit.
Yep. Okay.
But it's it's interesting, like how much you can hate a thing, but like still keep doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And we're like stuck in the middle of I like this and I really don't like this. So technically we're okay with it until but if it gets worse, okay, then we take it away. But it doesn't become worse because it's always feeding us the things that we like funny reels or stories of people we like and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
we like it's okay enough to be at this point, but I'd really like to be at the next one. But
yeah.
yeah,
But it's like um not even that like we like it. It's just like, oh, this is like we have grown so accustomed to it. Like this, it's a part of us. Like like for at least for me, like there is okay. There are some like reels which I see like, well, I'm like, damn, this is really funny. I have to save it. But for most of them, like we have grown so accustomed to them that like it's, oh, just another reel, or like I have to do it because it is like this and no other way.
yeah, it it's it's super bad that we're accustomed to it.
Yeah,
Like we were not meant to hold phones and watch them for hours on end. Like
we have to.
like anytime I go to an Erasmus project and go on a hike or just in general go hiking, I feel like wow, this is what I was meant for. Like just walking, exploring, seeing, and when I go on hikes, that's the only like time when I really don't even want to pick up my phone and I um, have the lowest screen time of all of the days I have it, and it's it's crazy that something so like it's an extreme that I don't want to use my phone only when I'm super into what I'm doing, but
Yeah,
not when I'm like I don't know any other feeling like sad or just going about my day. It's like I'm escaping my reality by going in to the social medias and YouTube and everything.
yeah. But I've actually been thinking recently about like I could say escaping reality. Um, like there are a lot of situations where we need to have this talk with yourself. Like we need to like listen and talk to our inner self, but the voices are so grinding, so hurtful that it is hard. But like most times, like these these hard talks with yourself are the talks you need to understand the things that you need to understand to get forwards.
Yeah, like it's like the most humbling experience ever talking to yourself with full honesty about the things that are destructive to you,
Yeah,
and it's super hard to not take it like personally, to not take your thoughts personally, and to take them as something to grow out of. And
yeah,
yeah, you really have to focus on the part which helps you, which
yeah,
makes you feel better, but not in a small section of time. Like for example, I want to open my phone to watch reels. I will feel better. No, like I will feel better when I'm drinking a tea and like talking to someone, or just sitting and doing something creative. Like for me, that's the thing that gives me almost permanent feeling of happiness.
Yep. Like most of the times, like for me, a lot of like university work is, I would say, daunting to me because it's a lot of writing, a lot of reading, which are things I don't particularly enjoy. And start these things, it's so hard. It's such a battle with myself. But when I start, it becomes much easier. And like, okay, like there still are situations where I don't know what to do. But when like I sit for a couple of minutes, like 10, 15 minutes, something clicks and like, oh, I have to do this. I can do this. I have to read this. I can write this. And yeah, things change. And that is like those painful 10 15 minutes where like you have with yourself with your work are painful, but after that like it becomes much easier and you become more happy. And in the end, when you have done the work, when you have been productive, you feel so much better. Like the days where I feel I've been productive make me feel so good. But when I have to be productive, it is so hard. It's like it's a crazy concept to me.
Yeah, like getting over the idea of doing something is the hardest part. It like I don't know, like you have work to do. You sit and think, I have to do this. I don't really want to do it, but I have to. And then, but the only solution in those scenarios is to just do it and like let yourself take your burden away from you.
Exactly. It's actually, I think, uh it's a Chris Williamson quote. I'll check it if I remember correctly, but um I think it was the thing you most desire lies in the work you avoid. I'll check it, but uh, it's a really great concept like that. To get to something that you want, to get to the pleasure, you have to go through the painful. You have to go through the struggle to start. You have to start to have to finish the work, and only after that, you'll feel productive. You'll feel good.
Yeah. And of course, you'll
Oh,
have that feeling of, this was super complicated. It pissed me off so bad. But still, you still have the prideful feeling of, but I still did it, even though it was super, it was making me super pissed off and everything. And yeah.
exactly. I'm looking for the video. Okay, yes, it is. The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Um, and that is pretty crazy. I I remember it was a couple of we it was 3 weeks ago. I had the first chapter and the introduction of my research paper due on Monday. Like not on Monday. Like I do yeah do on Monday, and on Sunday I had written most of my introduction, but I hadn't even started the first chapter, which is like almost like 1,500 words. And on that day, I had I drove to my grandparents to visit them, who live more than an hour away. And when I got home, it was like I think 4 p.m. And there was the feeling, okay, you have to do this now. There is no escape. And I just turned off my phone and pretty much worked for 7 hours straight. Um, like yeah, of course there were moments where it was like, what the fuck do I even write now? But then I got up. Like I took two breaks. One break was to have a 10-minute walk to the beach, and the other one to eat dinner. And I think I drank two coffees and a Red Bull. But like each one of those things, like the walk, the dinner, like the coffees, like it's refreshed my like mind so much that I was, oh, I can do this, I can write this, and at the end, like my mind was exhausted. Like I I could say that I really put a lot of work into that, and I felt exhausted, but the feeling was good, like that you can achieve something so unimaginable at the time.
Yeah, like at like during the walk and when you went to dinner, those were the points where you like had time to change your perspective, to think about a different angle, uh, and it,
Well,
also the change
kind
of
of,
setting. Yeah.
kind of, yeah. But I would more say that um, like it was quite a fascinating feeling. Like at those points, I really I disconnected from my work. Like it was like a switch. I was working, and the next moment there was a scene change, and I wasn't even thinking about my work. And when I got back, like there were like 2 to 3 minutes where I had to get accustomed to it, and then I just started writing, and everything went off. And at the end, like reflecting back, it was an amazing feeling.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Um. Actually, how is it with you and like your translating work? Because you do translating now.
Yeah. Like it's a pretty tough job because you get paid on the work you do, not the hours you spend doing it. So, like some jobs, for example, you have to translate 3 pages of text, and then they pay you per word, which I ask for like 4.7 cents per word, which doesn't seem like a lot, but when you add it up and like see the full text, it's enough for the pay, and
Yeah.
usually I would just start in the morning. I would apply to all of the commissions, and then the person that is sending those commissions sees the application, sees what I have done, sees uh, w- uh, what I'm capable of, and then they accept. And so at the start, when I was doing this, I didn't get accepted anywhere, not at all. And then I tried a different platform, and there I got accepted into a couple of jobs, did them, and then I added them to my portfolio in the other one, and then I started getting jobs in both. So yeah, like it's it takes from 3 to 8 hours a day, and it really depends on what people are asking and what I am able to translate. For example, I wouldn't be able to translate official documents in Russian, uh, but I am able to translate like messages, and like from Russian to English or Russian to Latvian or vice versa. And
Yeah.
it's it's it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of focus because you really have to translate accurately, and you can't rely on something like ChatGPT because you never know what it gives back. especially if you don't fully know the language you're translating to. For example, like Latvian to English, I can translate pretty well on my own. I don't need
Yeah.
any help. But if I translate Russian to English, then I have to like Google a couple of words when I go and like check um, grammar and stuff like that, and it takes a lot of time. But
Yeah.
it's something that doesn't have a lot of competition as of now, so it's pretty easy to do
Your
because
side hustle?
yeah, it currently it's my main thing I do, but I would like to add something more. I know I'm capable of it.
Yeah. Damn. But like, how is the work itself? Like, are there days where you don't feel like doing it, where it's like you wake up and it's like, fuck, I have to translate again, but then you
Uh,
start working and it's like, oh, it's not that bad.
the best part about this is I can do it whenever. I don't have a set time until I've started a commission. So, like every morning I wake up and I think, do I want to do something today or do I want to be a complete teenager? And like most days when I answer that I want to be a complete teenager, I just get angry at myself because I need money. I need to survive. I need to do something. And then I just do something. Not a lot. Like usually I would do like 4 to 7 commissions a day. During those days I would do two, just so that I have something that I've done that day that is towards my finances, and then I just do whatever else I want, and it's freeing, but at the same time it feels like I'm wasting time by asking
Uh,
myself that question every morning.
um, well, but it depends. Like, of course, there will be days where you wouldn't want to do anything, but um, actually, like, it's a quite an interesting concept been thinking about. It's also about Alex Hormozy that I hope I'm not like citing is wrong, but I'm I'm pretty confident this is right that when you feel that you are not you know that you are doing stuff, but when you feel you are not doing enough, it is your mind telling you that it knows that you can do more,
Yeah,
and that mm, it it shows that even on days when you don't feel like doing something and you feel like you you can take a rest day, there is that a small part of the brain which says you can do more, you should be doing more, and maybe sometime you should be listening to that part.
yeah. Like for example, if I have a week where I've done maybe half of what I thought I'd do, then the next week I'll just add more, so that like for example, if I've done no, I don't know, like if I've translated 20 commissions a week, it feels like ah, I could have done more. So the next week I do 30 or 35. But then it gets to a point where I'm like working. So then I again go back to the 20 and I go back up. That's how it works for me for now, but it's not something that I can do forever. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not longevous. Like, um, also a thing I've been struggling with is discipline in this context. That
Yeah.
you have to. push yourself to do these things. Like this podcast as well is one of them. Like did I feel like recording it today? Hell no. Like my brain's still like half mush from like the last 2 days of work. But am I happy I did it? Fuck yes, I am. Like
Exactly.
it is nice to talk to Niels, like to record this thing. It is nice to know that tomorrow I will have something to edit and post. Like it is a great feeling, and my brain at that point it knew that I could do it and that I should do it, and I listened to it, and that actually that's the thing. That's a good thing about doing something with someone because you hold each other accountable. Like today, the th- the thought that I'm doing this with Niels and we promised each other that we would do it every day, not every day, every week without excuses, held me accountable. Like it held me to the standard that okay, I'm exhausted, but still I need to do it. I'll like it's an hour. Okay, it will be hard, but we'll get it over with. It will be nice, and after that I can go rest. I can go to sleep. And yeah, we're doing it, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, it is. And
Uh,
something that I wanted to ask you, and maybe do, it's super impulsive. I just thought
yeah.
of it. Like, would you like to do like once every 2 weeks a video of us like going somewhere and like doing the podcast with video, but like in a place with like we just have our microphones at our t-shirts and we talk while we're hanging out somewhere.
Ooh.
That feels like it would be like a really set uh like we would change setting and then we could improvise on the spot to do things and like challenge ourselves and stuff like that.
Oh, damn! It is a pretty interesting concept. It's like a vlog but podcast form. Oh,
Yeah.
damn! It is interesting. I would be down to do it. But I'd have to figure out how to take my microphone with me or
Oh,
check if my earbuds have a good enough microphone.
yeah.
But
We'll find a way. But
yeah, it will do.
the idea is what I wanted to get through. Yeah.
Yeah. So two new what are they called? Not promises. In Latvian, it's apņemšanās. So, but I have to translate it.
Apņemšanās. Uh,
Uh, that's the thing about being bilingual. Like you know a word in one language and you don't remember it in the other one.
exactly.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh, commitment. Two new commitments. The next week, without with less than an hour a day on social media and every 2 weeks video podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, damn, cool, cool. And okay, but how are you feeling, Niels? It's pretty late. Are you tired after this day, or how is it
Uh,
for you?
I am. It's like almost one.
Yeah,
But then again, I'm really enjoying this, so I don't mind going a bit longer. But
yeah, it is
yeah.
nice. It is nice. But like, how do you feel like? Should we end it now, or should we talk about something more?
Hmm. I'm thinking maybe we stick under the 1 hour mark
Yeah,
and we try to keep it a bit shorter because what I heard from other people is that they were skipping a lot because the podcast was an hour and a half. But
yeah,
they weren't skipping because it wasn't interesting, but because they felt like I have to listen to a lot of it, so they put it in 2x speed or skipped, and I think that this would maybe help the listeners.
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, this is about like attention span. Like
Yeah, exactly.
people cannot sit and listen. But actually, I know a few people who listened to the whole of it, and it was so nice to like hear that people listened to it and enjoyed it. Like it's such an amazing feeling.
Exactly.
But yeah, like I think for this week, less than an hour will be enough. We're both be exhausted. After the last 2 days.
Yeah.
Um, actually today at work, like for the last 3 hours, like my brain just went completely numb. Like I was okay, not maybe on autopilot, but like it like slowed down like 2 times and wasn't working as fast as it should be.
Yeah.
So I think this is a good point to end this week's episode.
Yeah.
Um, I would like to thank you all. Thank all of our listeners. I would like to thank Niels for talking to me this week as well.
Thank
And yeah,
thank you, Valdis, for being having the energy for this.
yeah, it was my pleasure. It was really nice. So yeah, thank you again, and see you next week. I will try to edit this podcast in the next few days and get it up as soon as possible. So
Yeah.
until next time.
Until next time. See you guys.